All right, guys. So here I'm just going to do a really simple, quick breakdown of the prelims. Okay, going to get this out there. So I already broke down Nathaniel Wood versus John Castaneda in a separate video. I suggest you watch it if you want me to go in detail. But I'm telling you, yeah, I mean, I think Wood's a big favorite for a reason. You know what I mean? I just feel like, yeah, I feel like Wood gets it done. I think John Castaneda, I think it is closer than people think. I mean, Castaneda definitely does have a shot. You know, he throws his power and he does wrestle, but yeah, I just feel like overall, I think Nathaniel Wood just at times a bit more really tough, has a little bit more power in his hands. He's okay to take a shot and give a shot. And I think if they want to go in a straight up stand up war, I think Wood would have the edge there. And he has submissions himself, so kind of tough guy to bet on though in a way because he gets hit a lot. But he does come back. And yeah, you got to go for Wood. I think John Castaneda, if you're high on that, get the upset. That's fine. But I personally just would not. I just can't. I gotta pick Wood in this, man. Another one too. I talked about this as well. Ramazan Emeev versus Nicholas Stoltz. Check out my breakdown. I did that one more in depth. But I'm telling you, everyone's high on Emeev. I understand why. It's like, okay, just parlay him. It's just you get nothing. I just feel like he's such a huge favorite, and I know it's Nicholas Stoltz coming in on short notice, but he's in shape, right? He did have to cut weight, but he looked fine on there, and I just feel like, man, the stand up. I'm liking the stand up of Stoltz as far as the offense. Ramazan, I've broken this up before, but Ramazan Emeev, he's just very, very basic in his stand-up. And I know people are saying, oh, well, that's because he's a ground game guy. Yeah, but he's not. It's not like he's some kind of phenom, like crazy ground game, such as like Habib, right? I mean, if you go back and watch tape, Ramazan Emeev, like, it's just like he ducks his head over and tries to land the overhand all the time. He wants to make it a boring fight. I think he wants to become like a wet blanket, right? Get you against the cage a little bit, get you on the ground, add a little ground and pound, but just more or less kind of control you. I just feel like Nicholas Stoltz, he does have some submission skills, and he just, I think on the feet, he should definitely have a big advantage as far as output. I know he can have some holes in his defense, but I think overall, I'm liking that slick high kick. It comes untelegraphed. I think the hands, he's got power in there. He throws pretty crazily, but yeah, I like the way he actually throws his hips into the shots. He's happy to make it a stand up war. I just feel like, I don't know. I don't think his takedown defense will hold up the whole time. I think he will set the first takedown and kind of maybe get the better of Ramazan on the feet a bit. But I think eventually Ramazan Emeev will get him down. However, I think Nicholas Stoltz can, when you grab him, he's gonna land something though. He's gonna try to attack from his back. He's gonna shoot up some sub attempts. We'll see if maybe Nicholas Stoltz can get the nod. Especially since Emeev is susceptible to leg kicks. He doesn't really check them. He doesn't try to move out of the way. He just eats them. And if Rocco Martin can, I don't even want to use MMA math, but we have to go back. Like I said, if Rocco Martin can eat up the leg and win it that way, I feel like Nicholas Stoltz, to be quite frank with you, is a bit slicker. I mean, I think it kind of reminds me of that. I think as far as output, as far as striking, as far as just pure kickboxing, I almost feel like Nicholas Stoltz, I like the output of Nicholas Stoltz a little more than I do Rocco Martin. And I like Rocco Martin as a fighter. But yeah, I think I don't know. I think it's worth putting a little bit of money on the as an underdog. But I just feel like that line's kind of off. But I get it. If everyone's high on Emeev, you want to put him in a parlay. That's great. But I personally, I don't know. I don't know about. I mean, I just feel like that line's so off. It's so heavy. I don't know. But I get it. I'm sure I eat my words. I'm sure Emeev will get the win. But I feel like Nicholas Stoltz, it depends on how you want to bet. I think it's okay to sprinkle a little bit. Let's go on now. I'm going way too long. I've already talked about those previous fights. I need to get this other stuff out. Come on, right? Betts Correa versus Penny Kianzad. I think what has been said. I mean, I think everyone's high on Kianzad. I'm also high on Kianzad. I'm just gonna tell you straight out. Beth Correa. I mean, we all know. I think she's fought the good competition, everything. She's lost, but I just feel like, I mean, she hasn't really evolved much in her game. I think she's 37. She's kind of, I don't think we're going to see huge improvements. I think she's at the tail end of her career maybe. Yeah, she kind of like throws those looping hooks, try to put everything in it, but she'll struggle a bit. I mean, it's not a huge size advantage, but, Penny Kianzad looks in great shape. She's 5'7", look at 66-inch reach, so she has a slight reach and height advantage over Betts. And I think her stand-up just looked a lot better. She makes it ugly. I like the clinch work. I like the way she'll make it look like she'll scramble with you. I think her striking in general just looks a little bit more polished. I think she will at least feint a little more. She tries to land someone too. She won't just look for one shot and counter. I mean, I know she has some holes herself. I mean, this is women's MMA, so unless you're like a Wang Zhili, unless you're like a Antonina Shevchenko, unless you're a Rose Namajunas, it's just like sometimes, a lot of these women's fights can go to a like really iffy decision. So I know it could be a bit risky, but I feel like, I got to go for Kianzan in that. And I think I could feel a bit confident about parlaying her. I just don't see Beth really getting it. Going on, of course, let's go here. Tanner Boser, a lot of heavy favorites. Wow, let's get out of here. Ladies, I already discussed you. All right, talked about you. Discuss. I didn't say disgust. I said discuss. Ugh. All right, anyway. Been a long day. Bear with me, guys. All right, so Tanner Boser versus Rafael Pessoa Nunes. This is going to be a fun one, I think, in my opinion. I know we got some big guys. Tanner Boser looking in good shape. His last fight looked great. Didn't really take much damage at all. Nope. That's why he has this big turnaround. And some people are saying that maybe it's too fast of a turnaround. Maybe he'll be depleted. But I feel like he'll be in shape. Rafael Pessoa Nunes, man, he just blew up. He got all fluffy. He should be going down. He's not a legit. I mean, you know what I mean? Come on, look at 262. He's not. He could be losing easily 30 pounds of fat off him, But I like his style. He's really wild. He throws some spinning kick. He throws a spinning back kick and spinning fist, and he's really wild. He throws with a lot of power too. You can tell he's just whiffing those shots. I don't know if that's gonna be good for him with that extra weight. But that extra weight give him some power. Look, when you got that much weight moving at that velocity, you have knockout power. But I think Tanner Boser should get this done. I think he's just a bit crisper, and he looked so good in his last fight. It is risky though, it could actually be in a way, who knows, it could be a boring, heavyweight fight, you never know. It takes that one hard shot to knock you out, right? You got big boys swinging. But I gotta give it, can Rafael Pessoa Nunes do it? Yeah, he can, but I feel like he's not a legit heavyweight. And some people are saying Tanner Boser maybe wasn't a legit heavyweight, but he looks fine. He actually looked in the best shape. He kind of cut off some extra fat, more so than what's shown in this picture. But I just have to give it for Tanner Boser. I just think he's a bit more polished on the feet in a way. I think Rafael can get it done. He's a bit wild, which I like. But I gotta get with Boser, man. Look, Movsar Evlov. This is a really fun one, man. Versus Mike Grundy. This is gonna be a fun fight. I know I was thinking like a lot of grappling, and some people thought maybe, and even like myself, it could be a stalemate. Who knows? But I think it's gonna be super fun. I think these guys, if you're a real MMA fan, you don't hate the grappling. You like it. What you hate is like people, I don't want to be rude, but sometimes when you have an Emeev kind of go against the cage, a wet blanket tactic, or almost like a la Jake Shields, quite different. But I mean, I feel like these guys don't, they switch position. I mean, it's wild. Movsar Evlov, I had more notes. Sorry guys, I've been taking a bunch of notes, been watching tape, just rewatching stuff, even going back to highlights just to refresh things in my mind and stuff. But Movsar Evlov, I tell you, like, it's really good. I think his striking, he has been doing really well, doing Muay Thai. He was in Thailand working with a boxing coach. He's just, I don't have any notes with me right now, but like I said, I think his hand should improve. But I tell you, I'm just thinking they're a little bit slow and a little bit telegraphed. I feel like, but he can, I think he starts to pick up his timing. I think once he kind of feels you out, I mean, maybe the hands will go a little bit. He just makes it really, it's good, makes it an ugly fight. He'll get you with the ground pound, he make it scrappy. I really like that he makes the fight ugly. He'll kind of make it. He'll stand and trade a little bit with you on the feet and then try to go down and get some takedowns himself. But he does kind of like find himself in bad positions, I do feel. But he does end up reversing him. That's the thing. He wants to make it a wild, crazy fight, right? With Mike Grundy, I feel like Mike Grundy has good power in the hands, and I like the chain wrestling. The chain wrestling of Evlov, I think so many people are crazy high on Evlov. I think the line, I don't know if it's moved even more, but it was kind of skewered. And I thought, okay, when I researched him though, I thought, man, to be such a big favorite against, Grundy, I think Mike Grundy has good power in the hands, and he's got the good wrestling himself. I like the way Mike Grundy, he really switches levels. I really like that. Seeing that, I thought, you know what? But a lot of people, I think, maybe they're thinking that Evlov will be able to make chain wrestle and kind of neutralize Mike Grundy. I just feel, to be quite frank with you, with being an underdog, I think it's a lot closer than the line it shows. And I understand a lot of people are just high on Evlov, parlay him. I just feel it's a bit risky. I'm actually I'm telling you guys, I think it's worth it sprinkling a little bit on Mike Grundy. I know he's younger. Look, Evlov is a younger guy, right? They look at the matchup so well, like same height, 5'7", reach 72.5, just half an inch advantage for Evlov. But like I said, I don't think it's being much because he doesn't really utilize it so crazy well. I mean, he wants to make it more like scramble with you, right? But I just feel like Mike Grundy, I feel like his top position's good. I think he's got power in the hands. I think, to be honest with you, I think it's worth sprinkling a little bit on Mike Grundy at underdog. As an underdog, I think he's getting a little bit disrespected on the line, so I think it's worth it. But going on, let's talk about, Tom Aspinall versus Jake Collier. Talk about heavy favorites, but that's a reason why, man. Dude, Jake Collier, dude, he's moving up. He's not, he shouldn't be at this weight class. I mean, look at it. It even says it was 205, right? I feel like it's like, he really is like a middleweight, kind of moving up to light heavyweight, then moving up to light heavyweight, and then moving up to heavyweight. I feel like Tom Aspinall, I think he's just overall a better fighter. I think he's more suited for the weight class, so I got to give it to him, man. I mean, these guys are swinging. Maybe Jack Collier could get it done. And if you're really high on that, you think that, maybe he could get lucky, land a little lucky punch, maybe get Tom Aspinall flustered. But nah, man, I got to go with Aspinall on this, guys. Okay, if you rewatch their fights, you'll see why, right? It's like, man. I think everyone's on Aspinall, and that's why it's such a big favorite. But yeah, go on. And no more favorites. Oh, geez, Louise. I just feel like, Nicholas Dalby versus Jesse Ronson. Watching Jesse Ronson, like, he has some power in the hands, and he got some submissions, but I feel like sometimes he kind of, maybe he has bad fight IQ, maybe he'll kind of hurt you, but he'll go for wrestling. He's just trying to be a jack of all trades, try to do it all. He might, I don't know. He's a good fighter, I think, overall. He's fine, but like Nicholas Dalby, I think, is just on another level. I think he's fought good in competition. Look at that, same age. It's interesting. They're both 35. Their weight, of course, at 170. They're both like only inch difference in height. Reach, 4.5 inch reach advantage for Nicholas Dalby there at 75.5. So I just feel like, I think this would be a really fun fight, and I think Nicholas Dalby is a big favorite for a reason. I don't know. You could put Dalby in a parlay. If you're really high on Ronson, I'm sure you get some really good returns. But I feel like Dalby should get the job done. I just feel like he's a bit more polished. Overall, I'm talking about ground and stand up. Dude, this is an interesting one too. Francisco Trinaldo versus Jai Herbert. Man, for Trinaldo, I mean, it's craziness because look at the age. I was talking about this. I was like talking about this that predictor JTMMA Jack Attack shout out. Talking to him on Instagram about this stuff, man, and I feel like I do agree with him. It's interesting because Jai Herbert, we got the Brit here. He's so much younger. Look at 32. Right, versus 41, Francisco Trinaldo, like 41 years old. But and he missed weight too. This is 155, but he missed weight. He was at 160. But I think at the weigh-ins he didn't look like I thought he'd look a little more filled out, but he looked a little bit depleted. I mean, he didn't look terrible. It's just that for missing weight, I thought he'd look a little bit better, maybe fuller. 5'9", see, versus 6'1" for Jai Herbert, man. And the reach advantage, look at that, 70 cents reach versus 70. And, I mean, I think a lot of people are really high on Trinaldo. I just feel like this one, too. I'm probably going to eat my words, but, I mean, if you want to stay away from it, I don't want to bet on 41 at freaking, the 155er at 41. Trinaldo's special, though. Like I said, Father Time hasn't really, like, caught up with him just yet. We'll see after this fight. Maybe I'll be eating my words about that. But, he makes up. We all know Trinaldo. He's a good fighter. He's good enough to where he can kind of neutralize you. He has good fight IQ. I think... Well, I like the way he fills out his opponents, and he'll kind of, as the fight goes on, he'll kind of read you, and he's not like gonna go and smash you, but he can easily get decisions. Like I mean, he eventually can find your chin. He can do enough just to kind of hurt you a little bit, just to get some score on the cards. Significant strikes, 3.13, right? You got 3 wins by KO, 2 wins by sub, only 1.02 takedowns and stuff. But I feel like Trinaldo. But man, Jai Herbert, man. Jai Herbert is like getting a bit distracted. I understand he's kind of new to this. It's like, going up as a really tough vet in Francisco Trinaldo, really tried and true vet, fought the who's. But I mean, like the who's who right now. But at the division. But I just feel like Jai Herbert, man. I mean, using that reach, I think. I think some people are thinking that Francisco Trinaldo will be able to kind of make it a little competitive. It's going to be back and forth on the feet until he wants to take him down and submit him or something. But I think Jai Herbert, man, using that reach, he uses it well. That jab is money, man. That jab would come out there all day. And he can attack you. He's got some pop in his shots as well. I'm telling you, I think it's worth it, sprinkling a bit on Jai Herbert. I'm telling you guys, man. I don't know. I'm gonna go with Jai Herbert, man. Okay, I could be my words, but yeah, that's the end of the prelims, guys. Let me know what you guys think. Good luck on our bets, guys, and enjoy the fights.